carried away.
So,
what's going on with the album there, Gerd?
Well, you know, this is how it is. We started recording this thing, and then James came in at the last minute, and he had a bunch of shit he had to do. And I had this big, long sheet for him, all the parts he had to do, and you know, it was tough for him because he had to learn a bunch of stuff all at the last minute. But I thought he did very well, you know, considering all the parts he didn't know. He sings just like a fucking girl.
There's Vofel called today. Our friend Mike Vofel called today, a good friend of ours, and he said that he has the best imitation of you. He said that sometimes when you sing, you sound like a really short girl trying to reach something up on a really high shelf.
I would like to say that's not accurate, but I can't.
Yeah, I concur. I thought that Gerg's vocals sounded like a very short girl trying to reach something very high last night.
When you record vocals in a computer recording program, you can highlight the tracks and you can make them a certain color. And when I was working with my other band, I made sure to highlight all of my vocal tracks pink because that would differentiate me as the girl voice. Yeah.
Erasure was a great band that you started.
Well, you know,
that gold lame suit in you just really was a highlight of my musical upbringing.
Sometimes you do things and you don't even really know why.
That had nothing to do with the album.
No, it didn't.
Oh yeah, the album. The album is somewhere between 12 and 14 tracks of new and reformulated Beatallica.
I think actually it's exactly between 12 and 14 tracks. Because there really would only be one number there.
Really?
So, yeah.
What is the actual number?
13.
13. All right. See, that we recorded a bunch of things that we didn't put on the CD, and there were various legal reasons for that, of which I cannot speak to. That would be more of a James thing, but...
Why is all the legal stuff up to me?
You're a resident lawyer.
I'm a resident lawyer, huh? I'm a resident lawbreaker. No, I think we had 17 tracks that we had ready to go, but some publishers didn't give permission, basically, is what it came down to. Some other outside parties, even if they weren't publishers, didn't give permission. And so we tabled those things, and now we're down to 13. But it's a fine album, and we have good stuff ready for the next album too, which makes it even better. Better decisions made. So, Choke Your Band was one of those things that should not let it be. That didn't make it.
It's nice to have a couple in your back pocket.
Sure. What Erasure songs are we doing for the next album, Jeff?
I'm working up a list right now.
Yeah, great. Always? Are we going to do Always?
Who is this Erasure band? What the fuck is this?
You don't know who Erasure is?
It's not even a little. I think you're just making that up. There's
no, really.
Band called Erasure.
Joanne has all the Erasure CDs.
Does he really? Does she really?
It's not Erasure. It's Erasure.
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 Yeah.
It doesn't sound very heavy.
No.
No, it's not.
Not only 13 songs in a row. We played on Friday the 13th, and it's 13 days until we leave for Europe.
Whoa. That's 13, 13, 13.
Oh.
What did I say again?
Not only was it 13 songs, but it was on the 13th, and it's 13 days before we leave.
Not only was it 13 songs, it was 13 days until 13...
It took us 13 days to do the show.
13
days.
13 women was the B-side to Rock Around the Clock in 1954. Until Haley in the comments.
13 days of...
I drove the number 13 car to the gig, but
with 13 women on board.
Yeah, I can never say that again.
You're going to have to.
It's just not possible. Not only was it 13 days...
Do you want to answer that question?
Not only was it 13 songs, but it was also Friday the 13th, and we have 13 days prior to when we leave for Europe. Thus creating a 13, 13, 13 trixodexophobic situation.
Fucking A, really?
I was refocusing because of
Snuck.
prostate, so
That's okay. I wasn't looking at Tracy. I was looking.
So, let's do that again.
Oh, come on! I can't do that again.
Oh, now it's on, man.
Fine,
now you know
fine.
how hard it is.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Not only was it 13 songs, but it was also on Friday the 13th, and it was 13 days before we leave for our English.
European.
Not only was it 13 songs, but it's also Friday the 13th, and we have 13 days before we leave for our European tour. So 13, 13, 13 created a triple. Oh, crap.
I think the question was regarding the Vnuck show, and Gerg pointed out that not only was it 13 songs, it was on the 13th, and it's 13 days before we actually leave to go on our next European tour. So that wasn't that fucking hard to say.
Damn, you made it sound so easy.
I mean, come on.
Say triple trixodexophobic.
Well, that's where I draw the line.
Maybe we should talk about the film crew.
Sure.
What about the film crew?
I don't know. They kick ass and
The film crew does.
that you need.
Yeah.
The film crew does kick ass. I will say that.
Definitely.
They're invited up north.
Beatallica as a band has been to Europe twice. What's different this time around? Well, we've got Gerg, so that's going to be way different. I don't know what else is going to be different.
Different cities that we're going.
Yeah,
to.
we're playing a couple different cities.
Haven't been to Paris before, which would be great.
Yeah.
Apparently, we are now Kings of Metal because we're playing the Kings of Metal festival. Doing more things in the Netherlands, which would be great. Going back to Berlin, one of my favorite cities. Going back to Vienna, one of my favorite cities, is kind of the same. It's nice to see people on the MySpace board and the forums writing in saying, "Hey, I saw you this year, and I saw you this year, and I'm coming back this year." That's really, really cool. Besides that, what will be different? We're playing we will be playing with Dr. Rock. How you say, Rudy, the Japanese-German drummer who choose not to, change his drum head. Never. And then Andy, who speaks better English than I think he does German. He actually speaks better English than people who speak English. So that'll be cool to play with Dr. Rock and see with those guys again. So that'd be fun.
Gee, I don't know. I dig ABBA, and they're going to metalize it. How much more cooler is that, you know?
Beatallica's
Abattoir.
more cooler than
Oh, okay. Well, how much secondary more cooler can you be?
I mean, not to toot our own horns, but, you know.
But you are.
You just toot.
You just tooted.
I mean, they're only using one band. I mean, we're using two.
English.
Oh,
is
I thought they
getting
were
fairly
combining with
slaughtered
Abattoir, like the real band.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just ABBA songs heavy.
oh. Well, there really was a band called Abattoir.
Avatar, right.
Well, come on.
So they not only
I thought they
are
were
they only
combining.
using one band that's really not that cool, but they're actually like ripping off
ABBA?
somebody else's name.
You think ABBA's that cool?
No,
What's wrong with you, man? Waterloo.
I don't know. I'm just pointing it out. I mean, you know. Yeah, when we're over in Europe, yeah, we'll be using quite a bit of rental gear. These guys will bring their own guitars, obviously, but yeah, you
Pray they make it.
yeah, the rental gear, you just have to, you know, you're pretty much at the luck of the draw with what they give you. So, you know, I'll be playing shitty drums and
It'll make it exciting as unknown element.
same gear for the whole tour.
Usually my gear is better on tour than it is that I use back at home. So I'm thankful to go out on tour.
I wish I could say the same.
Me too.
As James has said,
I'm not rooming with Cliff, so I don't know what's happening in his own personal Netherlands.
the Kings of Metal Festival going on. Although I think we're really the jesters of metal, so maybe we have some place in there. I hope not to cut Gerg's lip open.
Me too.
So I don't have to see another Dutch hospital.
But if it happens,
And,
I'll
It
understand.
sounds like some weird alliteration or something. I'll give you the Dutch hospital.
Right. You know, May Day. I guess I can check out the May Day Festival. And, the tulip growing or whatever they have going on there.
God. Who are
Is that what that is?
Bulbs, yeah, all those bulbs. Yeah,
Oh.
it's vast fields of tulips.
This is McBurtney.
And he'll be out there with his bass knocking them all down.
Who are you, Cliff McBulbney now, or what?
McBulbney, yeah, clever. I don't know.
There's never a shortage of sarcasm.
No. I think it's constant. sarcasm.
Inexhaustible supply.
There's always difficult parts about a tour. I don't care who you are. Whether it be lack of sleep, food,
guitar amps.
yeah, blown up guitar and amps, not having access to things that you normally have access to at home, whether it be gear or family or friends or a phone when you need it or internet when you need it. There's always something difficult about a tour. There's something difficult about every show that you play in this country because you're just at the mercy of time and actions of others. Yeah, so everything is tough. Things will be fun. Things will be great. That's going to be really cool. But there's always something that's going to be tough, and you always learn a lot about, I think, yourself and others who you play with. We'll probably learn the most about Gerg, and he'll learn quite a bit about us over these next 3 weeks, which will be a pretty interesting thing. You will be a new man when you come home.
I look forward to the christening.
You will be different when you come home. But all that might sound like doom and gloom, but I mean, we still enjoy it because there's great things that go along with it. Meeting people who you write to on the board, meeting press people that you've met in the past, meeting them again or meeting some new people, because you play different cities and you make all these new contacts, and that's really great. Hopefully you keep them for longer than this tour. I think that's always the biggest challenge. You can do something now, but can you do it again 6 months, 9 months, a year from now? Do these contacts still want to be with you? Whether it be a show or a press person or someone helping you out with booking shows, you have to have your constant allies. And bands might go through a great 6 months, but is there going to be another great 6 months after that? Because things tend to not happen that way. That's the big tough part. So we're confident. We'll see how it goes. As of right now, from what we've been told, the album's going to be released on July 10th. Maybe before that, but not too much before that. At the soonest it would be the end of June. But July 10th is the absolute deadline of album release. I know we're playing San Diego before that, and we'll probably do like a listening party sometime in San Diego. But we do know that by the time July 10th comes around, that'll be in time for the Earthshaker Festival back in Europe. And that will be fantastic. Really important to have that album out by then. We wish we could have it out sooner. We wish we could have it out now. Was the initial plan. But July 10th seems to be the target date for that. I think about the only plan that we have for Asian markets right now is going out for sushi. I thought that we still needed to reschedule, wasn't it? Asia would be great. We actually did get an email this week from a festival in Southeast Asia. We've gotten offers from Asia, but I mean, how serious can the offers be? You get offers from Australia and Asia and Romania and Hungary and
High school proms.
High school proms, right? How serious are these offers? What is really feasible and what's best for us as an entity? Sure, we want to go to Asia. I just read a couple days ago that Celtic Frost was doing their first shows in Australia, and they're Celtic Frost, and they've been a band for like 47 years, So if we can get to Asia now, that would, well, you know what I mean.
Give or take like 15.
Wow.
Yeah.
That 1960s single from Celtic Frost.
Oh yeah, it was trippy, man. If we get to Asia now, that would be quite a feat. That'd be quite a feat.
We've fielded a few
Some
offers
potatoes.
from Russia before, and like James said, it's like what is really going to come to fruit with some of that, and it's just you can't just take every offer you get. It has to work for both sides, and as of yet, any offers we've gotten from Russia haven't worked out. So hopefully we can get there. It'd be a place I think we would go over well, and we'd all love to go there. So
We were going to go there over Christmas and New Year's last year, which would have been really super cool.
it would have been really super cool, literally.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Just didn't happen. I mean, Turkey was another offer, too. We were supposed to do 2 shows in Turkey this last tour. Got right to the point of booking it, and then they backed out. That happens a lot. You can't fool yourself into thinking that every offer is going to happen. So it's like pretty much for every offer that comes in, I think it's like maybe 1 out of every 5 that actually comes to fruition.
Well, we've actually played the East Coast a couple times, and never made it over to the left coast yet, but that's coming up at the end of June. And no further plans right now, but the year is still young. On the MySpace thing, as far as where people are from, one of my favorite things to do is to go to our website and look at the counter, and you click on that, and it kicks you up all the information from people who actually sign on the website, and then you can click on the world map, and it shows you like the last 100 people who just clicked on the website, and it's global. There's people in Melbourne, Australia, and Reykjavik. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Reykjavik.
Yeah, Jeff wants to marry an Icelandic girl, from what I...
Well, maybe she was logging on the website, and it's all over. Not too big in Africa currently, but
That's a surprise.
hopefully we'll be building some.
You need to drink more of that beer.
Some more of that.
Might be the
that African
That Hesh fake Milwaukee African beer.
with parrots and bananas.
Do they sell that at the African Hut? I'm sure they do.
African Hut's too classy for that.
Yeah.
They do have excellent lava soup at the African Hut, by the way. Kilimanjaro soup.
Yeah.
Check it out. Wait, sorry, that was off of the topic.
Yeah, I'm just pulling you away from things.
Oh, okay. What was the question?
Yeah, regarding the songs that are on this album that have been previously recorded, I think they're more. It's very cliche that yes they've grown as songs, but I think they're just the newer versions have more polish to them. They're a little bit more refined. They're more dynamic. I think that has a lot to do with the fact that what you're hearing is an actual band playing them as opposed to just how it was before, 2 guys basically recording the songs. I think it's the songs have more of an actual band dynamic now, and I think they're just better for it. I don't know how else to really describe it other than that. And the new songs, I don't know. Regarding the new songs, I think the new songs are actually, if you want to put a bottom line on it, I think the new songs are actually better than the older songs. I think some of the newer ones are some of the best ones that we've come up with, as of yet. Cthulhu, Helvester, they're steps ahead of some of the older songs.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
The whole thing is just more easy to listen to.
Yeah.
The production's better.
I would almost disagree as far as a songwriting status in some regards to that. In my opinion, the old songs and the new songs are quite different, but what makes one better than the other? Yes, the new songs are more clever and they're more subversive, but is that what people want to hear? That's what we want to hear, but that's one thing. We think that they're more intelligent. Are we supposed to be more intelligent? We think that they're more difficult. and there's more of a musical mashup. But is that the true direction of the band? We don't know until this album comes out, in my opinion, if that is the true direction of the band.
I think some of the reactions we've been getting live, though, have sort of cued us to think that that might be the case. I think that a Beatallica fan is not like a normal fan of music in the sense that they just want the lowest common denominator. I think that they're a little...
Though we act like it.
Although that might seem contrary to what we do. I think that they're a little bit more intelligent. I think they're a little bit more musical. They have a little bit more music savvy. And they understand what we're doing. I think to understand the band in general is a little bit more difficult than a normal band.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And sometimes people look at us like we're fucking crazy.
There's something to ear candy. There has to be something to the idea of playing ear candy. You know, there's one song that we thought that we had permission for, which was I Saw Her Thrashing There. I Saw Her Standing There. The original. I totally wanted to do that song. We ended up not getting permission for that at the last minute. I think that would have been a perfect topper onto the album as a new song. Unfortunately, we didn't get that. To me, that's a song like I Want to Choke Your Band, which we hopefully will be on the second album, or something like Garage's Night, which is on this album. Those sugary songs that the Beatles wrote back in 65 and previous, those really lend itself to a band like this, even though we're trying to be, death, fire, brimstone, beer, blood, blah, blah, blah.
Beer.
More beer. Yeah.
I need more beer, by the way. I'm
Yeah.
going to leave this shot for a second. Excuse
Sometimes it's like the more beer you drink and the more shots you drink with this band. Do you want to be playing Cthulhu?
I think, given the way that you've directed the answer to that question, I think the new songs will prove to be just as listener and fan friendly as the Candy songs. Personally, I think people like the Candy ones, but I think the true Beatallica bangers will appreciate the more involved, works that we've done. So there, James.
Well, yes.
Come on.
Well, especially when we start playing G G G G G G G G G G G G G, sounding like Dream Theater. G G G G G G G, right, Mike? G G G G G G G. Talk to him about that, Mike. G G G G G G.
Hey,
Thank you, we're Dream Theater. Mike Portnoy.
Speaking of Dream Theater, yeah, there was I don't know, is it still available? There's a live track of Mike Portnoy playing with the rest of Beatallica. I had to give up my suit jacket for that, but that was fine. I mean, it's Mike Portnoy, so you can't really say much when,
He's kind of good.
when he wants to, sit behind your drums and play them. Sure, go ahead. So yeah, and what song was it? It was And Justice. Yeah, And Justice for All My Loving, and he obviously did a phenomenal job on it. So, and I'm sure a lot of people have heard the track. Like I said, I don't know, is it still available?
No, it is not available.
It's not available.
Unavailable, sorry.
Sorry about that.
Peer to peer.
Yeah.
I think that people initially pick up on what the hell is going on in front of them. They might not get it. They don't understand it. I think that the more heavy metal and rock bands that we play with, the less people get it, ironically enough, in this country. I would say that out of all the shows that we've done in this country, we've played with maybe rock and heavy metal bands 1/3 of the time, which you would think is a low ratio. But then out of that 1/3, how many of those bands get it? Not a lot. I think audiences are younger, and those audiences don't have the experience with a certain amount of Metallica, and especially not Beatles, and they do not get it. You have to go to Europe for that more. And so the people that do get it, you really have to value. That's part of the reason why we probably get an older crowd. If we get younger crowds and younger kids playing with us, I consider that to be a rarity and more of out of the norm. And that's very cool. You know, you got to value that too. And I always kind of view the band as somewhat of a learning experience. I know Mark Copeland from Olio, he'd ask, hey, can you send me a description of what this band is all about? How do you view this band? I said, well, you remember the Fat Albert thing with Bill Cosby? And he's like, yeah, I remember Fat Albert. Who doesn't remember Fat Albert? And it's like, remember that phrase, if you're not careful, you just might learn something? That's what Beatallica is.
And did he understand that?
That's very touching.
He didn't write me back, actually.
Well, he was weeping, man. He couldn't write you back.
So let me introduce to you the man who's never drank a beer. Flamball.
Yes.
You want to hold one of these?
Sure.
You all right with that?
Yep.
This is Flamball. He's a studio engineer, producer, taskmaster.
He's a tyrant in the studio.
He is a brutal tyrant.
And that's good. You're supposed to be.
I've known
What's his name again?
so confusing. I've known James for a number of years. I recorded some of his other bands. Beatallica kind of came to me during it was kind of started as just a fundraiser for these local shows they were doing called Spoof Fest. And I had worked with James before in a number of bands recording him and agreed to help him out with this project. That's how I started with Beatallica. I got my name Flamball Rasmartin as a combination of... What the hell is the Metallica guy's name?
Fleming Rasmussen.
Fleming Rasmussen. And George Martin, right?
Martin.
Okay. I got...
And Steve Martin.
And Steve Martin.
Whenever you're ready.
This is hard. Man, it was much easier on sitting at bullshit. I got the moniker Flamball Rasmartin as a combination.
Take 3.
Can I just stand over there and answer some questions?
I can talk through the snow.
Now you're good.
I got the moniker Flamball Rasmartin as a combination of Fleming Rasmussen and George Martin, the Beatles producer and the producer of the early Metallica records. When they were recording the record, the goal was to make a very live, raw-sounding recording, which I feel I'm a good choice for because I record a lot of like raw, underground, punk/hardcore type music. The studio that I have kind of has a pedigree for that. Their show Friday was great. Everything was like spot on. You know, just the drumming and everything. It just sounded a lot like the recording actually. And the converses, the recording sounded a lot like the live show, which I think is pretty cool too.
Well, James and I are actually holding up some Beatallica beer made by who is that? It's,
Sergeant Hemi.
Sergeant
Hemi.
Hemi. Yeah, he'll be happy.
Gotta hear me.
If he ever sees this video, he'll be very pleased that we're presenting this
Smuggled
to,
these
presenting
in
this to
Yeah.
the camera. Yeah, he's a great guy. I mean, anybody who actually goes to these lengths to do something like this is obviously a nut for one, but actually a very
Fucking Hesher.
a true fan, you know, and that's
Because we can't even take these back on a plane now because it's too many fluid ounces, you know.
Yeah.
So we'd have to drink them in the airport. God bless you, Hemi.
But yeah, these are the types of fans that we actually have. Fans that'll do crazy stuff like this. So, and we're very thankful for it.
Yeah, or Sergeant
Or-
Major Uber Hesher Murph Dog
Crazy people like
goes
Murph.
out and takes my idea to the nth degree and makes crazy Motor Breath Pub band patches for everybody. So catch one of these at the shows, and you too will be as Hesh as us.
We did the show last night on Friday the 13th, and this guy, Ed, comes up to me. He's from Milwaukee. And as much as we are Southsiders to the core, and those who live on the South Side will know what I'm talking about, we don't get a lot of folks from Milwaukee coming to shows as compared to other cities around the country like Philly or Chicago or New York or whatever. This guy comes up to me, this guy named Ed, man, I'm from Milwaukee, I've been following you guys forever. He made his own Beatallica shirt. It's this red tank top with black marker, and we're in stick figures and stuff, and he's drawing on this shirt, and I showed it to Flembaugh when he was there last night. To see people like that at your show who are making their own shirts of you, or like coming to your shows and bringing you a case of beer with your name on it and your label said, man, I made this for you and I brewed this for you, and people sending in fan art. That's what makes the band so much fun, is because it's so interactive. It's not just the five of us. It's people from Melbourne, like how you say, or people from Canada, people from other parts of your own country, and people from your own city, hopefully, that want to be a part of what you're doing. That's what makes playing music fun. So cheers to all those guys, man. That's a great part.
Any wrap-up thoughts, anyone? Or
Well, heavy metal band raps a different way. We like to be different.
Not cliche.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think we need to open these up.
okay.
All right. To Hemi.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I mean. Genau. Prost.
Prost.
All right.
Cheers. You all right?
Yeah. Watch it explode.
Yeah.
That's totally what happens.
I just pulled a James, man.
Yeah. That's
Although
cool.
his is usually way worse than that.
Oh, way worse.
You pulling me?
All over the floor.
Easy.
Wow. Do you want some? You want to try it?
I've had some, thanks.
You want
All
any?
right.
I'm good.
You're good. You want any?
Murph, you want some? I mean, it's okay, you know.
It's German.
It's beer.
Doesn't it get bad after a certain time, though?
Wow.
Mr. Hemikuda.
Yeah, Emmy, it's
And
pretty
it is.
good, man.
Tastes like bologna.
It's past.
It's already past its expiration.
Yeah, by like 9 months.
Yeah.
It tastes like bologna.
Pass it to Gerd.
Yeah, Gert.
Gerd.
All right. My
Drink.
first taste of Germany.
One of us. One of us. One of us.
Oh, look at him. Oh,
Very good.
there he goes with that short girl on a tall shelf.
Very good.
And he's the tallest of us all.
I did that so it wouldn't overflow.
Yeah.
Oh, if you do it lightly, it won't overflow.
That's it's a preventative
Ancient
measure.
German secret.
But if you do it, okay, whatever.
If you do it on girly. Or gurgly.
Uh-oh. I think you guys have a new saying.
Hey, guys.